Hey everybody, so I'm watching OmiseGo Breakout here. We have some great volume. I'm on the 2 hour chart, by the way. We have some great volume coming in here. We have some prior higher volume popping into these all-time highs, and looks like we're finally getting a breakout here. Um, when you're looking at these charts, I mean, it's pretty easy to see when something is breaking up and out. I'm actually in a little early here. It actually hasn't broken out technically because this would be the breakout point up here at $7.73. So it could still pull in, but it's really looking like a breakout. And if it doesn't make it on this bar, it may make it on the next bar or two. And we're in 2 hour bars, so that may happen while I'm sleeping. Um, so OmiseGo has had a large run. If we step out to the daily chart, we're going to see from day one, this cryptocurrency has acted very healthy indeed. So while it did pull down for a couple of days, it came right back up, popped up, consolidated, popped up, flagged out. This is a nice flag pattern. Okay, popped up, and now it's flagging again. So even if this doesn't work, it still has an extremely strong uptrend intact. So another thing to look at is the volume. The volume here is all green. There's really not even a red bar in sight on the daily chart. So this is really bullish. This thing could continue for some time. Whoever is invested in the stock isn't selling anything. The selling here is very minor at best. If we move back in to the 2 hour chart, so we see this thing, came in as you're watching it, right? It came in, it popped right back up, so it's coming down and testing these highs, and it may continue higher. When you're looking at these consolidations, they can be constructive and they can be destructive. This is a really nice one. So notice it comes up, flags out, kind of forms a flag. Okay, so you can take. So see, kind of forms a little flag there. I mean, if you really want to, you can bring this in tighter if it makes a little more sense to you. Everyone kind of learns these patterns a little bit differently. What you're going to learn too is that nothing's really set in stone. You're going to have pops out of these patterns that doesn't invalidate them. They can still be valid patterns in 99% of the cases. So you can typically see here this is a flag, kind of like a waving flag in the air. Here you have a symmetrical triangle. So we're going to draw this triangle here. And there's different kinds of triangles. This is a symmetrical triangle. In other words, if you use my cursor dotted line there as the center point, it's symmetrical on both sides. You can have asymmetrical triangles. You can have a pennant, which is similar to this. This would be a pennant pattern. Also a very bullish pattern because there's, the lows keep getting higher and keep getting higher, right? So, but this is a symmetrical triangle pattern. Maybe that makes it seem more symmetrical. So symmetrical triangle, and then it came down. It broke out of the symmetrical pattern to the downside, which is kind of to be expected. But look at the volume. Look at the volume down here. Really no selling down here. It's really spectacular. Lots of volume on the upside. A little bit of selling here inside of these consolidation patterns. And this is really your only selling bar, is this topping bar in this symmetrical triangle. And then you have these volume pops to the upside. So overall, this is very good action. Now, that is if you take the actual price decrease out of the equation. Because these cryptocurrencies are making such crazy percentage movements to the upside, you're going to see as impressive movements to the downside, okay? It's kind of like, Newton's law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The same goes with stocks, cryptocurrencies. You're going to see, just as volatile reactions as you are going to see uptrends. These downtrends are going to be crazy. So we went from 7.25 down to 5 and a quarter. That's quite a big downtrend. That's about 25 to 33%, somewhere in there. But you can take that if you're getting from 380 up to 660. I mean, you're going to take a 33% down move with almost 100% up move. Actually over 100% if we go from 380 up to 760. So you're going to get that, and that's okay. But when we're looking at these patterns, we want to see that constructive action. We want to see that lack of selling pressure, and hopefully more buying pressure. And these are big green pops here. These are really big green pops. Let's look at something that may not be as constructive in a pattern. Let's just pop through a couple of these. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one. Pay doesn't really count. I actually really like pay. I just did another video about pay. Sorry guys, I don't have an example ready for you. This could be a good example. Ethereum. So this is the same 2-hour chart, but let's take a look at this. So Ethereum recently broke down, but if we're looking at this consolidation, what do we see? So we see on the uptrend here, we see lots of green bars. We have a nice red bar here marking this bottom. So this is actually not a super bad bar. And then over here we have low volume, but see we have 3 red pops instead of 3 green pops, which kind of makes you a little worrisome here. Then you have some nice green volume coming up here into new highs out of this consolidation. Now keep in mind Ethereum's all-time high is over in 400, so this is not in all-time highs the same way that we were noticing over here with OMG. But what happened here is that we had these 2 green pops, these 2 green bars coming in, buying into highs, and then volume went away. The move failed. We had some more selling, and now it's continued down lower. So you can see the behavior difference. You can see the behavior difference, even though this seems constructive, and it may seem to be the same pattern. Here we go. As OmiseGo, it's actually not. It's actually not. Here we go. It's actually not the same, because we have green all over the place over here, and then over here in Ethereum we have these red patterns over here, these red bars. So you're painting 2 different pictures, and Ethereum is failing while I'm anticipating, I'm not a fortune teller, but I'm anticipating OmiseGo actually go into all-time highs here very shortly. So that's kind of the difference. That's kind of how you want to read these charts. You want to make sure the volume and the price action are following each other. So while we're holding up, we want to see purchasing versus selling. So again, if we go into Ethereum, it's holding up here in this pattern, right? So it's towards the upside, but you're seeing selling instead of purchasing. So anyway, that's OmiseGo. I just wanted to run that past you guys, show you this, and hopefully you can make some money and make some good decisions. If it does sell off, you need to have a stop loss in place. You need to have some kind of a trading plan, a point where you're actually going to sell this. Anytime you go into any of these trades, you need to have basically a hypothesis, and your hypothesis is either going to be proven true or proven false, and you need to find a point at which your hypothesis will be proven false, and you need to get out of that trade. So that's just good trading practice. I figure I should throw that in there. So alright guys, happy trading.